Hi everyone, I'm Pat Prokop out here in the Heavenly Backyard Garden, and you probably know by now there's a great celestial show ongoing in the southwestern sky. That is the planet Jupiter and Saturn closely approaching each other in the appearance in the sky. My goal is to capture these with the 11-inch Celestron telescope, but in its native form, it's an f10 scope. That's a very narrow field of view. What I need is to widen out that view so I can catch the two currently approaching each other. And by December 21st, I won't have that issue because they'll be touching each other in appearance in the sky. How am I going to do that? This is HyperStar, and it's made for the Celestron 11-inch telescope. Welcome to Heavenly Backyard Astronomy. If you like my page, please subscribe, ring the little bell for notifications anytime I upload a new video. This video, I'm going to be talking about two things. One of them, the setup that I'm preparing for the conjunction of the two planets. While I have the telescope set up into this configuration, I'm also going to do some wide field astrophotography. How am I going to do that? Well, first of all, this right here. This is HyperStar HD, and what this does, it takes the Celestron 11-inch f10 telescope and makes it into an f1.8 or f2, which is a much wider field of view. And this will allow me to capture Saturn and Jupiter as they appear in the sky now with this telescope. It brings it into the field of view. Meanwhile, as the two planets approach closer and closer in appearance in the sky, I should be able to take this off and use the f7 view and then an f10 view, hopefully by December 21st. But let's put this on the telescope. The first thing I like to do is get ready to remove the secondary mirror off the telescope. And with that, there is a cap on the HyperStar that is also good for storing the secondary mirror. So we take this off first, and then go into the telescope and just slowly unscrew the cap that covers the secondary mirror. It's going to take several turns to get it off. Also, you might want to make sure your telescope is pointing slightly upward. So you don't want gravity to pull out that secondary mirror, because once you unscrew this cap right here, that mirror is loose and gravity will pull it down. We'll simply pull it out. That's all you need to do. Now there's a little notch right on there that sets up with the notch inside the telescope. Also, Starizona had put a little notch in their storage container as well. So there you go, right there. Fits in nicely. You take the tightening clamp, washer, you just screw it on. Now your secondary mirror is protected while you're using the HyperCam itself, the HyperStar rather. I'm going to attach the HyperCam to it right now. That's the next step I do, is take the camera, which in this case is the Altair HyperStar 294 Pro. Now it's a one-shot color camera, and just fits on like so. Actually, it's better if I don't do it cross-handed. There it goes. Fits into the groove. Now, you don't want to tighten it too tight, just tight enough so that it's attached to the HyperStar. Now, you take the HyperStar and you screw that into the lens itself. Into the telescope, just slips in where the secondary mirror was, you find the notch and just screw it in. And the same thing, like the camera, you don't want to screw it in too tight, but just enough so that when you run to the end of the thread, you stop turning. You don't want to over-tighten this. There it is right there. All right, now I need to connect this obviously to the computer. And this is the computer right here, a little mini computer. It has a full Windows 10 Pro operating system on it. And I have 4 USB plugs and a network plug, plus it's also a Wi-Fi computer. Now I already have a network cable out here, a Cat6 cable, and I just simply connect the cable to the computer, and that goes upstairs to my router into my system, and I can just remote into this from my desktop computer. So here's the USB 3 cord for the camera, and the power supply right here. And I just simply plug them in and plug in the power, and I'm ready to go. And I tape these two wires together, two cables together, so that I won't get much of a diffraction spike from the wires coming in off the HyperStar. So if I want to align my camera at a different rotation angle, I simply just loosen these little white screws here, and little white washers on it, and that gives you the ability to rotate the camera to the field that you would like to have it at. And I like to have it right about like that, right there. And then just tighten them up again to be sure, and you're ready to go. Sun hasn't quite set yet, but we're at the earliest sunset for the year now. Here in Savannah, that sunset time is 5:19, and already we're gaining a few seconds a day in our sunset time. But Jupiter and Saturn, right over there. I can't see it yet with the eye, but I can see it through the telescope. It's getting cold out here. I know it's only 40 degrees, but in Savannah, that's cold. Well, it's now 15 minutes past sunset, and I can see Jupiter. I can't see Saturn yet, but I certainly can see Jupiter. You know, I'm 71 years old, and I've been looking at the sky all my life. Since I was about 7 years old, I remember looking at the stars, including Jupiter and Saturn, and Venus as well. But it's still amazing to me that looking at Jupiter right now, it's over 500 million miles away, and Saturn about 1 billion miles away, and yet we can see that with our eye. Not to mention what we can see with the celestial objects as well. Well, for example, the Andromeda Galaxy. That's a good 2 million light years away. Here are some of the images I captured using the HyperStar. So Jupiter and Saturn putting on a fantastic celestial show in the next couple of weeks, peaking on December 21st when the two will appear touching each other up in the southwestern sky. I'm Pat Prokop, and thank you for watching. And remember, the heavens are filled with majestic wonders, all in a sky near you. Unless you need rain, clear skies, everyone.